All right, everybody. So, quick little rundown here before the session starts, right? Option expiration day here today and kind of high volume indecision kind of across the board there yesterday. So, both of those things combined, right? Tell me that maybe price action today is going to be maybe a little bit choppier, right? With option expiration, generally for me, that's a day where I'm sizing down. So, for me, all day here today, I'm playing lotto sizing, will not be going full port on any trade. Just like I said, right? Expecting a sort of choppier backdrop here this morning. On OPEX day, historically not a day that I get a trade, or at least not one very often. And if I do get an opportunity, yeah, I'll look at it, but not going to try to force it too aggressively. If the price action isn't very convincing here off this opening bell or today, then I'm not going to assume that it's going to. I've got some plans here for this afternoon. So if things aren't looking super sharp off that opening bell, first, 30, 40 minutes of the day, likely won't be, sticking around for the whole session. So we'll see how the day shapes up here. We'll see that momentum steps in, and then hopefully we can get a setup or two. But volume standard, we need to make sure that we're getting that sort of right look. And then hopefully if we get all of those sort of clues to sync up together, we can then put together a really nice sort of, ending to the week. So let's have ourselves a really strong finish, right? Let's focus on the variables that we can control. And then if we kind of just take care of those little details, right, everything else will fall into place. So looking for, high volume, looking for that strong momentum, looking for that clear indication of a trend. But historically, right, after a high volume indecision and into OPEX, that doesn't really happen on that day. So we'll see how this shapes up, right? And we'll see how that comes together. A few things, right? We can kind of double check, right? Or sanity check on here. Right. So last OPEX, right, was December 16th. So we see, right, okay, big gap down and then kind of, let's call it a doji-ish price action, right? But not really sustaining that trend. Actually ended up kind of being maybe potentially a little bit of a bottom. Prior to that, right, we had November 18th. And again, right, not exactly very high conviction price action, very wiki actually price action. Then we go October 21st. So, right, volume standard is going to be kind of what we care about. If we get a good enough volume standard, right, we can invalidate Wednesday. We'll maybe have some joy, but like I said, smaller sizing, not going to be fighting price action too aggressively. And, excuse me, we'll see how things sync up, right? Let's have ourselves a really strong finish to the week, put ourselves in a good position, and let's please not force any decisions here today. If we do get a trade, right, if we do get an opportunity, like I said, lotto size here all day long. Yesterday's trade should be uploaded now inside the Discord. So if you want to rewatch that, it should be there. For whatever reason, couldn't get it done last night. But yeah, should have availability to it now. So if you guys can all watch that back. A few things maybe could have done better. Maybe should have avoided it altogether. But live and let learn. Not going to be correct on every trade, but I'm going to learn from every single one. So that's market open here. Let's see how this day wants to shape up. Remember, right? Opening up in the middle of the range, right, with high volume, or after a high volume day, that indecision isn't what we're looking for, right? We want clean, consistent narrative. So we need to make sure that whatever we chase out here today, right, puts us in a situation where getting that narrative is easy, right? And so with that option expiration, you're going to kind of have a little bit random of price action, right? We talked about the pain trade. Well, this is a lot of, ways people maybe realize the end of that pain trade. So let's see, right? If we get trending price action, we'll start to see those alerts get triggered. We need to see more volume. We haven't really had a higher high fake out here yet, right? It's just been really selling pressure off that open. And no setup trigger here yet, though, right? Still kind of in the middle of that range. So that's what we're waiting for, right? We opening up in the middle of the previous day's candle. We're not exactly being told that we've got that strong momentum, right? And then by the time we actually say get under that 133.75, we need to make sure that, that momentum wasn't used up inside yesterday's, range, right? So the standard that we have to apply still applies on this breakdown, but because we're opening up so far away from what we consider to be trending price action, right, or what would be indication of trending price action, the probability of us having that sustained volume through there is a lot lighter, right? That's why it's likely to be an inside bar or likely to be a pretty chill day here today, because we're opening up in the middle. So, by the time we are going to get those breakdowns, by the time we make those lower lows, before all that kind of stuff happens, maybe that momentum is kind of dried up and not really giving us that move. So expecting chop, right? Expecting indecision until those levels break. And there's not really too much of a narrative that I'm going to be able to fall in love with until I at least see a fake out or something like that, right? Like, I need some sort of evidence that this isn't just going to be a chop city, a high volume chop day. That's what I think it's going to be. So I really need to see information that invalidates that before I have any interest in doing anything besides sitting on hands. Right, with option expiration. Let's go, Colin. That's ridiculous. Honestly, man, get rid of the bag hold. If you're still bag holding it, just get rid of it, man. You got bailed out. Reset. And don't... I always say the worst trade, right, is a reward for a bad decision. So I'm very happy that you got it back. Very happy that it worked out for you. But don't ignore the process in this context. Yeah, perfect. Right? Yeah, that's perfect. Then you have that lottery ticket, right? Risk-free. Zero issues there. Okay, good volume from Apple, but no setup trigger here yet, right? So I've got no interest. Couple fake outs maybe already. Said, guys, right? Expectation, chop, chop, chop today. High volume chop because options are expiring. And so people, when their options are expiring, right, they're choosing to elect. When they're choosing to elect, right, they're buying they're buying shares. All right, so you're going to see a pretty high volume session here today. Right, historically should be. So seeing big volume on Apple, seeing big volume on Tesla, seeing big volume even on the indexes wouldn't be unexpected. Right, but high volume indecision for me is generally the worst decision because it tells me that there's still a pretty aggressive fight going on, right? You like low volume indecision because it tells me that one side has given up, right? Or that it's easy for one side to be able to take control. But a high volume indecision just tells me a fight, and a fight in price action tells me chop. And a chop means I don't really have a high probability of being very successful, right? Where my thesis has to be perfect. My setup has to be perfect. My entry has to be perfect. My stop loss has to be perfect, right? Got no margin of error if I'm trading in conditions that aren't perfect for me. Remember, guys, right? Next week, please feel free to book your one-on-ones. I've only got maybe one or two people who've actually done it. So if you do want to go over something you want to talk about, your path to funding, or how to do your practice test, all that kind of stuff, right? Book your one-on-one calls. Let's have these discussions. Let's focus on the learning part, right? Let's focus on the education, and then we'll let the market come to us. So please book your sessions, guys, right? First come, first serve. There is no limit to how many you can do, so please book away. Link should be on the website or in the Discord, wherever you feel most confident using it. So far, right, nothing here, guys, right? Pretty choppy. I mean, QQQ giving it all back pretty much next candle. Pretty well done from Google. I'm surprised. Yeah, it's kind of gross, right? Yeah, it's kind of gross. Just got me thinking, Colin, of what the chat GBT names would be for DJ names about laying people off at tech companies. Here's what it came up with. Robofire. I find that stuff funny. Still a lot of inside bars here. DJ Tech layoff, I know. Come on, I like that tech house. What are you doing? The downsizing. So QQQ Racing, to kind of make sure I'm getting bigger volume than what I saw yesterday, right? If I'm going to trust that we're getting this a lack of indecision on this breakout, right? I want to see bigger than what I saw yesterday. If yesterday was indecisive, right, I need to invalidate that indecision before I'm willing to chase this higher. Volume pace, probably not going to get there, to be honest, right? the leading names have a much more appropriate volume standard within that context than the indexes. So far, right, this maybe hasn't quite broken out yet, but we'll call it failed breakout for now. It's not enough volume, right? The pace that we're sustaining here so far this morning, right? Not enough volume to tell me that, hey, I've actually got that big enthusiasm, right? So lack of enthusiasm, again, right, tells me maybe it's going to be chop city here today, right? So everything that we've kind of talked about here pre-market kind of coming together a little bit. We haven't quite seen price action be able to invalidate yesterday's price action. So I am very skeptical to chase after things here. Yeah, guys, hanging out here. Like I said, if the price action is not really behaving in my favor, I'm not going to be sitting and watching this all day. Yeah, got some plans here for this afternoon, so it's not going to be too aggressive here. We'll watch around for a little bit, but yeah, if it's not going to be moving, then I'm just going to start packing my bags and yeah, just kind of getting ready for a fun weekend. So we'll see if something comes together, but I can't imagine there's going to be too much going on. And yeah, so far, pretty choppy, pretty indecisive. I don't really feel like I have too much of an edge chasing this. So my real main objective here, right, is just to make sure that I'm not giving away what's been a green week, right? Maybe not the biggest of weeks, but 2 trades, one 30% win, one 15% loss. Still nicely green. I'll take it. I mean, it should have been maybe a bit better, but it is what it is. Happy to just keep compounding those decisions, right? Green days turn into green weeks turn into green months turn into green years, and then you can do whatever you want with your time. So that's sort of what I'm focused on here. Like I said, if I do take something, it'll be really small sizing, but the way price action has behaved here off this opening 31 minutes or so has not felt very encouraging and kind of supporting the thesis of indecision we had this morning. Freezing cold trades. Oh, I'm going to New York, see a friend, go grab some dinner. He recently just got engaged and stuff like that, so yeah, gonna go hang out with them. Yeah, I haven't been to the States in a long time, actually, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, yeah. He Simon's a good dude. Guy I used to work with in the UK, and he complicated story, but he used to work in New York trading FX for Barclays, and then he got fired maybe like 2013, 2014 or something like that. And he had himself an American girlfriend, and he moved back to the UK, got a job working at the place I worked at, kind of kept his girlfriend. Then over the pandemic, they like decided to get engaged or something like that, and he got his little visa to move back to the States, and now he got a job working for doing trade execution for Brevin Howard. So working for a pretty cool fund. He's on their crypto desk, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing some institutional folk. It'd be kind of funny. It's funny. I definitely feel very attracted to the big city. Like Love me a New York or a Paris or a London or something like that. But on like a personal level, like I don't know if I could live there anymore. But going there for a weekend or a week or a month, that's kind of that right combo. Not bad, yeah. And you had good selling pressure off the open too. So failed breakout, right? Maybe rejection candle. Say probably a BB band setup at this point, right? Targeting midline kind of thing. Yeah, you want to see I mean, you don't want to see the fake out on the entry first, right? You want to see it pull back into your zone and then break down. But I like how specific your plan is, Colin, right? That for me is fantastic, because then you're making up less, right? It's I know what I'm looking for. I know exactly what it should look for. If I get it, I trade. If I don't, I don't. That's the way to do it. So love to hear that, man. Fantastic.